It's watch along time once again. We're going to WrestleMania 3, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage for the Intercontinental Championship. Hi, welcome to the video. Set your timestamps on Peacock and the WWE Network at 1 hour 45 minutes and 41 seconds. You can see on the ticker on the screen just under my face already. We are getting ready to press play in just under 40 seconds time. It is myself and NXSteve in the house, and we're going to be watching along with this classic from WrestleMania 3, the one that stole the show. They also featured Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. NXSteve, welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well as always, and looking forward to this match.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's always fun to go back and watch Macho Man. Like, just one of them classic wrestlers you always love to watch. Yeah, it's one kind of flies under the shadow, maybe because of the fact that it's Andre and Hogan and he body slams him. So, who knows, man? But like I said, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Absolutely, indeed. I am as well. I'm going to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play. There we are. We've got the match on and ready. We're not wasting any time today as Randy Savage is already in the ring with the Intercontinental Championship. I've got to say, I'm looking forward to watching this as well. I mean, it's been a couple of times I have seen it in the past, but it never gets old when you do get to watch this. Of course, a lot of wrestlers aspire to be great professional wrestlers. Go back and study this match. This is the one to go and watch. And what's fun about it is a lot of people say that it actually matches with today in ring as well. It just shows how ahead of a time it was. Of course, when you look at a lot of the wrestling around that time period, nothing is quite like this. Just to give a bit of background as well for Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat, for those that are interested, of course, we go back to Superstars in November 1986. Ricky Steamboat got an opportunity to go and win the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, there was a count out which caused him not to win the title, but he was attacked and actually got an injured larynx afterwards by Randy Savage, of course, attacking him with the ring bell, which puts Ricky Steamboat on the shelf for 6 weeks. He actually made the save for George the Animal Steel when Savage looked to do the same at, I believe it was a Saturday night's main event in early 1987. As you can see, George the Animal Steel has accompanied Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to ringside as well for this classic. And of course, that led us here to WrestleMania 3 with Earl Hebner as the referee and holding up that beautiful Intercontinental Championship. I've got to say, for the nostalgic purposes, Randy Savage in the pink shorts with the stars, with the knee pads and boots, it does take you back, doesn't it?
It's his most iconic look. I think like it's the one that every single one of his wrestling figures is based on. It's such a good thing to see, man.
Absolutely, it is indeed. It is. It really is. And here we go. We're seeing tie up now at this point here, and obviously, just go in for a second one here. Now, lovely. It's just so smooth. The transitions of everything very, very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever watched The Dark Side of the Ring, I think it was, that talks about Macho Man, and like, I think he talks about his whole relationship with Mrs. Elizabeth. I think it was that I saw it on, but the fact that I think it was Jake the Snake talks about how meticulous that Macho Man is with his matches, and the fact that he's not an in the ring kind of guy. Like, his stuff has to be worked out before, and it's kind of like, I guess that's a blessing in disguise, really, especially for this time period where you kind of know all your spots before you're going into a match. As we see a great Irish dragon, sorry, 2 dragon screws there by Ricky. Oh wow.
Lifting Savage up there, didn't he?
Where that, for the size of Steamboat, I wasn't expecting that. Sorry, that's great. Yeah, like I said, I think that for the time period that Macho Man going in, like him going in sort of pre-knowing what how his matches are going to go, just sets him out from everyone else, I think, during the time period.
Absolutely. Steamboat as well, no slouch himself. Obviously had some many classic matches around this time period as well. Ric Flair in the NWA in 1989 is a one to really set your sights on as well if you haven't seen it indeed. Quickly going into the chat very quick, just say hello everyone that is with us already. Temple Plays in the house. It's good to see you, Temple, joining us as well, hopefully watching on the network as well. So this is here, this match, and Bulldog versus Bret Hart 92 means a lot to me. Those matches got me into wrestling. So it's good to see that this one, nice sentimental favorite for Temple as well. Hope you are doing well. We have got here Malduk says, NXSteve, do you have a channel? Not present, do you?
I do, but I've like literally I uploaded 2 videos like a year and a half ago, and I haven't done anything since. And like, it's all just about having the inspiration to do something and try and find something that no one else does. And maybe I don't know, one day, maybe I'll put something up one day.
If someone wants to see those videos, then maybe NXSteve can drop a link in the comments for everybody so they can go and give you a little subscribe. And as well, we've got
only 2 rubbish predictions videos. I wouldn't bother.
AJPW fan in house as well says, Temple Place, tell me about your channel today. Thank you, Temple, for suggesting this channel. Thank you as well to you for checking out as well. Says, new is Terry Gordy and Steve Williams in the Hall of Fame? I don't know, actually, is the answers to that one. If Gordy and Williams are in the Hall of Fame, would you know, NXSteve?
Wouldn't know, but a quick Google check will soon find out for me.
We will find out for you in the moments from now as well. And of course, Temple Place, as mentioned as well, this is in the WWE 2K24 series in the showcase. I enjoyed playing through this one, which is great to see as Savage goes flying over the top rope to the floor there, over the turnbuckle from Savage there. And look at Steamboat selling it as well there, not moved since hitting the concrete floor. Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Terry Gordy's in.
Terry Gordy is in. I did think he was in. Is he in part of the Freebirds?
He was in 2014, so I possibly. I was just literally changing it. Yes, he was part of the Freebirds, yeah. And who was the other one? Steve Williams.
Steve Williams, Dr. Death.
I don't think Dr. Death is, you know. Oh, it says here he's been inducted in 2007. Yeah, 2021 he was inducted.
And there you go. So he is indeed. There you go. Both men are in the Hall of Fame there. Steamboat really selling the throat there. Obviously, not we said the damaged larynx they're going into the match there. Steamboat just sort of putting an elbow there into the throat there while he was leaning over the ropes. Has gone back onto the apron. Savage, though, not wasting too much time as Liz is actually distracting the referee. All the boots are going in there to Savage, and then Steamboat goes crashing back to the concrete floor there. But obviously, with this being in the showcase, of course, this is one of the reasons why we wanted to do this as part of the 40 years of WrestleMania watch along series. For those that are watching with us as well, we will be revealing the next episode at the end of the video. Of course, the first episode was Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. That is available on the channel right now. But of course, we are live, so make sure to stick with us. Steamboat is back in the ring. We're suffering one of Savage's elbows at this particular time, and we've got a count here. Near fall, 2 count, and Steamboat kicks out. One thing I've noticed very quickly, a couple of things I've noticed actually very early doors in this. Obviously, the way that Steamboat is completely selling everything like a trooper. Everything feels legit. Everything feels like he's hurt each and every time. But he makes a block here, and Savage goes face first into the turnbuckle. But secondly, with every move, it just feels like everything means something. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you reckon that this is one of the reasons why people need to study this match? Because we don't see enough selling, in my opinion, in the market today in pro wrestling.
Yeah, but I think with this, it's just a case of it's more for the fact that it's a generational piece. Like if you go back to when this takes place, which is what 1988, I believe, or 87.
Yeah, 87.
Yeah. So and like I said, you've got the guys that do this much work in a generation where maybe not everyone is so keen to sell something so much, but then you get these. Well, I wouldn't say technicians, but sort of like these. Just a great crossbody there from Ricky. But yeah, I don't know, like I said, I just think it's a case of this is sort of maybe ahead of its time, and this is sort of changing the industry. Like if people are, you imagine how many people watch this and got into wrestling because of the quality of this match and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. Like I said, it's like I said, a generational piece. But yeah, when it comes to selling, yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, I was never really a fan of like someone doing an ankle injury. They hobble around for 2 minutes and all of a sudden they're walking fine again. And it's like, I preferred it when they used to sell it for a long time. Great counter by Ricky there coming back in as if he'd almost been eliminated from a Rumble. Oh, no, he has been eliminated there.
I've got to say, the time we've been talking, there's been about 6 near falls as well. That's something you don't see in this sort of time period. A lot of people would probably sort of do, a chop, a punch. Maybe they would go for a near fall, but the way that this has been done is so fast. It's kind of like, it feels almost like that final third you'd have in a modern wrestling match. And obviously, Savage now coming to meet Steamboat on the floor as well, running in, knee into the back, straight into what I guess would be the timekeeper's table, and then going on to over the chairs and over the barricade as well.
Straight in the front row.
Absolutely. Someone got their money's worth there, didn't they?
Yeah. Get a piece of Ricky to take home with them.
Absolutely. And George Steele there actually going to check on Ricky, helping him back over there. He's a very hairy man. That could be a souvenir for someone. One or two of them hairs fall off of his back.
See, now you'd think this is technically cheating back in the 80s. You know what I mean? He's literally picking him back up. But again, credit to Ricky for this, because this is great selling. Because like the fact that someone is putting him back in the ring, because it's either George Steele doesn't like Ricky and he just wants him to get tortured more, or he believes it. And there you go, Macho Man throws him straight back out again.
Yeah, straight over the top rope to the floor. And Savage goes to the top
Oh,
rope as well. What's the intention here? No time wasted as well, getting to that top rope there as well. And then we go, oh, lovely. Double axe handle there. Steamboat again selling it so well. They're crashing back to the floor there indeed. What bit of context as well for those who are probably thinking, why George the Animal Steel? Like we said there, Savage attempted to do the same attack to the larynx that what he did to Steamboat. That's, of course, where Steamboat saved George the Animal Steel. But obviously, there was some history as well. Macho Man versus George the Animal Steel was the Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania 2. So Savage did win that on that encounter as well. So there is history for about a year with these two combatants now. And of course, everyone back in the ring. Savage once again, double axe handle from the top rope there again, straight. All the focus there going to Steamboat's neck. Obviously, every time he goes over the top rope, crashing to the floor as well. And it's not helping that neck, that spine, that back area as well. So very good with the game plan here for Macho Man getting near fall once again. Now, El Hebner making the count there. And oh, look at that there.
oh,
Fantastic. Savage going off the top rope there, kind of crashing Steamboat's throat there
suicide
into the ring
hangman.
rope. Yeah, pretty much. Another near fall as well there. Never got an atomic drop there. Another near fall. 1, 2. Look at this. The pace just doesn't give up on this one. There's no breath period. If you blink, you're going to miss something.
And again, credit to the time periods, because you think like we're not getting this pace at all at WrestleMania 3 apart from this match. Like no one is trying to attempt 20 near falls in one match apart from Macho Man and Ricky Dragon.
I think the pace for the rest of the card is slow and stop for a lot of it. So, yeah, this is an absolute gem of a match here. Of course, this is the one that stole the show on this match. This also on this card featured the main event of Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. And obviously, so many in attendance. I think they said it was like 90,000 was WWE's number for this WrestleMania. Of course, that's a huge attendance.
I think they said,
yeah, something like that. Huge attendance in this building here for this match. And this is the one that everyone's talking about when they're going home. Look at that from Steamboat again, countering there.
They obviously have this is one of a trilogy, isn't it? Where is this in the timeline? Because obviously, again, I'm not great with my timelines and my places. Is this the first one, the third one, the second one? Oh, great! Over the top rope.
Between these two in that match, as far as I'm aware, they had a match on Superstars. This is where the feud started in November of 1986. Obviously, we've got a shot of Miss Elizabeth there on the floor there, of course, in the corner of Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, and this is the rematch between these two. I'm actually not sure. I don't think there was much of a follow-up with this one because Ricky Steamboat, for a bit of insider news, thank you Wikipedia for this information, by the way, Steamboat doesn't have a long-term IC title reign winning this match, of course, for spoiler alert for those that are wondering how this ends. Oh, look at that, going straight over the top of the referee there to hit his chop there onto Savage. 1, 2. Of course, the feet are on the rope there from Savage. But anyway, to go back into the point here, Steamboat was going to take time off. He was going to have his first child born. He asked for that time off, and it wasn't received very well from management. He was planned to be a long-term Intercontinental Champion. So the decision was made he would lose the championship to Butch Reed, who no-showed the event. So that didn't happen in the end. Instead, Ricky Steamboat lost the championship to the Honky Tonk Man, and that started Honky's reign from that point onwards. And of course, Ricky Steamboat did not return after that until the Survivor Series in 1987, and was only with the company for a few short months afterwards. Would leave in 1988 to go back to the NWA. So, yeah, there wasn't really much opportunity for this. Of course, Randy Savage would go on to the main event scene after this, winning the WWF Championship, of course, at WrestleMania 4. But we see now a sunset flip attempt here. Savage does go down. Another near fall. 2. For those that just joined us, welcome, including Tino's time. Hope you're doing well with Tino. Of course, you can see the timestamp on my screen. Tino, I've figured it out how to do a timestamp. Make sure to check your DMs. I will be sending you how to get this on your screens as well. I know we've been talking about this for quite a while, but I'm glad that you're enjoying these watch-alongs as well. And as we see in a lovely small package here from Ricky Steamboat, 1, 2, and a kick out once again from Macho Man.
It's at this point, it's almost like a one-upsmanship with these two. Like it's trying to find. It's a simple case of move, pin, and then it swaps, and we obviously go the other way, and it's move, pin, move, pin. That's probably There is probably the only letdown in this match is that flip into the turnbuckle, but it's automatically reversed into a pinfall, kicked out. It's just constant, isn't it? It takes a swing at El Hebner as well.
You gotta love it, haven't you?
And another roll up. And a
cheating
reversal.
all the tights as well there on that reversal there, but Savage doesn't get the free count there with that one.
There was something earlier in the match I forgot to mention as well. The tie up in the ropes, man. Just again, something we don't really see that often anymore. That used to be such a commonplace thing. I really would love to see someone do.
Absolutely, yeah. Steamboat's gone crashing into the turnbuckle post there, by the way, shoulder first there, and it's not going to help the neck once again, is it? But we can see here now that Macho Man has joined Steamboat in the corner, looking to pull him out here. Hebner trying to get in between these two, but an Irish whip attempt could be on its way. Instead, it's been reversed here. Oh, straight into the referee goes Steamboat. What a sell job. What a sell job by Hebner. Oh, that's glorious.
That is possibly the greatest ref bump you'll see. He was like one of them wacky waving inflated ones, man. Then he just hit the turnbuckle and he's all like this.
Well, Savage is on the top right now, going for that patented elbow there. Beautifully hit there. If only there was a referee, we'd be on our way home.
It still cracks me up as well, though, that an elbow drop used to be a finisher. Sorry, what did you say, Steve? I was too busy watching that perfection of an elbow drop there.
I just said if only we had a referee, Savage might get the free count at this point, but Hebner absolutely selling this so much here. Savage here going to the floor here. So what's he going to do? Obviously, being the heel in this match, Randy Savage, looking at he's going for that ring bell. Obviously, we mentioned the context earlier of what he did with this to cause the injury to Ricky Steamboat to begin with. Obviously, Savage now going towards the top, but George still taking the bell from Macho Man Randy Savage, but gets a boot in the back of his neck for his trouble.
Again, there's another thing as well. The ring bell used to be such a common weapon as well. Now it's just no one ever uses it anymore.
No one uses it now, of course. And Savage got to the top rope, was pushed off there by George the Animal, still there, not accepting the cheating from Macho Man, but the bell does remain in the ring at this moment. Hebner is coming too, but of course, look at that Super Sam attempt has been reversed, and Ricky Steamboat gets the roll-up victory there, the free count, and a brand new Intercontinental Champion. For me, literally, I mean, look at the place go absolutely bananas. Their arms raised, people getting on their feet. You can feel that, you know, for this time period, it just is a classic. I mean, Elizabeth here, not too happy with the result, but everybody else is.
Do you know what, with Elizabeth, I could never tell whether she was happy or sad. She always had the same facial expression to me. So, like, I can't tell if she's upset that he's lost or if she's like delighted with it. But yeah, man, just like I said, it's just for the timepiece. It's just one of them great matches that it just defines and it stands out like a sore thumb because it's that much better than everything else that was on the card and pretty much everything else that was probably like broadcast on TV that year. It's such a good match.
It really is indeed. And one of my favorite little tokens from these old WrestleManias. Look at that going away in those little rings that they have been pushed away off the ramp backstage once again. Now look at that iconic. Look at all the crowd there. Steamboat holding up the IC title as well there. Yeah, for me, this just watching it again. I mean, this match never gets boring with these two. I love the story that plays out. I love all the psychology as well involved in this match. And like you say, it's head and shoulders ahead of its time as well. There's a reason why people talk about it rather than the main event from this one. Arguably is the first classic in WrestleMania history. As Temple Place here says, this match, chef's kiss, absolute indeed here, near enough perfection there. And yeah, NXTeve, if you had to give like a star rating for this match, I guess, what would you give this? I mean, obviously think about the time period as well.
Yeah, I think you've got to go for a 5, really, haven't you? Because it's kind of like you think about the 80s wrestling in general and the fact that this stands out as one of the greatest matches of the 80s. And like I said, I'm going to judge this on a match that if I was watching in 1987, apologies, I forget the date. My brain's obviously not as good as what it used to be. But yeah, it's the fact that it stands out. And even today that people talk about this match and like there are Hall of Famers that talk about this match and how good this is, I think just sets itself up really. Yeah, I think I have to say 5-star. Like, it may not be my favorite match of all time, but like I said, if you take the time period, the technicality that they're doing, the pace, the constant effort, and why am I seeing Alice Cooper with Jake the Snake Roberts? I forget that was a thing. Yeah, man, just 5 stars for me. Just a great, solid match, and like I said, standout match at WrestleMania. You can't go against the match that steals the show, especially WrestleMania.
I completely agree. I think 5-star as well. Like you say, for the time period of what is around at that period, there is nothing like this. And like you say, one goes back today, and this is one of those matches that people study, just like we had with episode 1 with Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. It's that type of match you study, and it makes you a better wrestler because you see new details each and every time you see it. And fantastic match all around. I've looked at what Dave Meltzer's rated this one, by the way, just because of the fact that some people think, well, you guys are rated.
Go
What
on,
did
here we
Dave
go.
Meltzer rated? 4.5-star. 4.5
Oh, okay,
star.
I'll take it.
I think that's fair.
I'll
And to
take
be
it.
fair, if you compare it to what the main event he rated was -4 stars for Hulk and Andre the Giant. So it just goes
Wow.
to show that he wasn't a big fan of that one.
Technically, it's an 8.5-star match, yeah?
Technically. So it's just in the wrong location, that's all. But let's go for a couple of comments then, and we're going to reveal what our next episode on this series will be. And you know what? Just might be before Raw. Keep an eye out. If it's not tonight, it will be tomorrow on this channel for sure. Temple Place says this match is in top 3 of all time. And he says these are the ones here: HBK versus Undertaker, Savage versus Steamboat, and Bulldog versus Bret Hart. Well, I can tell you 2 out of 3 ain't bad because HBK versus Taker is going to be in this series as well. It will not be the next match we're going to do, but it will be in this series. So keep an eye out for WrestleMania 25 with The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. So quickly here, we got a comment here from AJPW fan. Says talking to his friend Temple, says about a Tonka HBK doesn't get talked about a lot for the IC title or WrestleMania 9. I think that's due to the finish of that match, ever being brutally honest. The fact that it's not a clean finish is a count out, unfortunately, but it's probably the best match of WrestleMania 9. Again, though, when you go back to look at the rest of the card, that may not be saying much, but certainly
I think if you go and watch the What If video that just went up last night, in fact, we actually have a discussion about Tatanka and HBK about that match at WrestleMania 9.
We do indeed. I would recommend, and there's timestamps as well. So if you want to go and check out, you can even just look at the timestamp of where it'll be. Go and check out that chapter, and you get to see everything. And it's actually listed with Shawn Michaels versus Marty Jannetty, is what the stamp will be from WrestleMania 9, which is a suggestion of match we thought maybe should have happened in its place. But I tell you what, we've kept people in suspense. But Tina's got a comment here I should actually pull up as well before we go into our next match, what we'll be doing. And watching this match just made me appreciate the wrestling back then and just how different it is now, exactly. And the fact of the inspiration as well, because there are ingredients from that actually used in today's modern wrestling as well. So we've been talking long enough. You would like to know what we are going to do next. So let's tell you what we've done so far. We've done Bret versus Owen. We've just done this match here, Ricky Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage. And I can tell you that the next one, we're going to go right up to date. WrestleMania 39, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley will be the next one in this series. And just to give you a couple of more matches to look forward to in this lineup, we will have, as I say, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25. We will have Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins from WrestleMania 31. And we will have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the championship from last year's WrestleMania. It had to be done, and that'll be the last match in this series as well. NXSteve, thank you for joining me. It's been a lot of fun doing this as always, and looking forward to having you on board for the rest of this series.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Rhea Charlotte one. If anyone had watched Steve's match of the year candidate video, it's my match of the year, Rhea versus Charlotte. So I'm really looking forward to watching that back again.
It's going to be fun to watch you back. So keep an eye on the channel for that one and check out some more videos in the meantime. Like you say, WrestleMania What Ifs podcast went up last night. Go and check that out now. Of course, episode 1 of this series as well has already gone up with Bret versus Owen Hart. Thank you, Tino, for the kind words as always. Make sure to check out Tino's time. Make sure as well to check out Temple Plays as well. Both are on YouTube and do great stuff indeed. But that's all from us. Make sure to like the video if you've enjoyed it. Share with a friend as well. Subscribe to SCW as well. And keep an eye out for the rest of the 40 years of WrestleMania Watch Along series. Take care. All the best. We'll see you next time.